Last Sunday night, 8 of us were here, and that was for people who hadn't been coming on Sunday nights. And we had an especially good time because we learned that one of those two was a good singer and led the singing for us. And that's the little free sermon today. We hear this lesson from the prophet Obadiah in the Old Testament. The one chapter of Obadiah, that's all there is. It's a very short book. And I'm starting at verse 10 and going through verse 15. And Obadiah, speaking against the land of Edom, says, because of the violence against your brother Jacob, you will be covered with shame. You will be destroyed forever. On the day you stood aloof, while strangers carried off his wealth, and foreigners entered his gates, and cast lots for Jerusalem, you were like one of them. You should not look down on your brother in the day of his misfortune, nor rejoice over the people of Judah in the day of their destruction, nor boast so much in the day of their trouble. You should not march through the gates of my people in the day of their disaster, nor look down on them in their calamity in the day of their disaster, nor seize their wealth in the day of their disaster. You should not wait at the crossroads to cut down their fugitives, or hand over their survivors in the day of their trouble. The day of the Lord is near for all nations. As you have done, it will be done to you. Your deeds will return upon your own head. Let's pray. Oh God, help us this day to hear not so much the words spoken by a preacher, but to hear your still small voice, experience your power and your peace. In Jesus' name, amen. The sin in our lives in 2018 will have harmful effects on us and those we love next year and into the next generation and longer still. That's what happens with sin. It just keeps bringing us trouble. Today's Bible lesson from Prophet Obadiah is one of the shortest books in our Bibles. The prophet spoke this word against the nation of Edom. The judgment against Edom is because they have acted with callous cruelty against their cousins, the Israelites. When the Babylonian army invaded Judah and took her ablest citizens to Babylon as slaves, the Edomites joined in the plundering of Judah. And when some Judeans tried to escape the Babylonian army by fleeing into the mountains of Edom, the Edomites stopped them at the border and turned them over to the Babylonians. You remember how Jacob stole his twin brother Esau's birthright. See what that sin caused centuries later here? The Edomites were the offspring of Esau. They occupied the hill country on the other side of the Jordan and the Dead Sea. And then Jacob took his family to Egypt to survive the 7-year drought and stayed there until they became a great nation. And when Moses led them back to the land which God had promised to them, they came and settled in Palestine, down in the plain of the Jordan, from there to the Mediterranean Sea. And they never had a good relationship with their cousins, the Edomites. We reap what we sow. And now the Jewish prophet Obadiah sends word to the Edomites that they are about to be destroyed. Messengers have been sent to gather an army to come and invade Edom. Even the countries that used to be the Edomites' allies, they're joining against them too. And Obadiah says the Edomites are now reaping what they've sown. He said they were always violent toward the Israelites. He said they stood aloof and watched while Israel was destroyed and taken captive. You did nothing to help your sister Israelites. In fact, you rejoiced at her misfortune. And then you helped loot Jerusalem. You killed those who tried to escape and turned them over to the Babylonian army. Obadiah cries out, your deeds will return upon your own heads. You had no pity on your kinfolk. It is a sinful thing to take pleasure in another person's distress. We ought always to conduct self-examination to be sure we're not governed by inward cruelties or ruthlessness. The Christian never gloats over another person's troubles. Indeed, the Christian always has empathy for those who are hurting. Little girl was sent on an errand by her mother. She took much too long coming back. Mother demanded an explanation when she got back. The little girl explained that on her way to perform her mother's errand, she had run across one of her little friends who was crying because she had broken her doll. Oh, said the mother, then you stopped to help her fix her doll. The little girl said, no. I stopped to cry with her. We should be careful in training our children, grandchildren, and neighbor children that violence, force, and might are not the way to solve problems. School started Friday. It will kick into high gear tomorrow. Some of you will see classmates you've never seen before. New people moved to town. Some of them moved in last week. Some of those classmates will feel lost and out of place. Instead of laughing at the new kid's bewilderment, be a friend. Help her or him make a good start in your school. Someone makes fun of another student, try to get them to quit that behavior and then be a friend to that student. These things happen in school, I know, especially in high school they do. If you see that another student is hurt in any way, such as failure to make the varsity or the cheerleading team, make sure they know you're hurting with them. The same principle goes for all you grown-up folk too. Whatever your age. You see, when Jesus came, he had good news for Edom and for the Israelites. He also had good news for Egypt and the United States of America and Poca, West Virginia. Jesus came to give us power over sin and death. He said, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden. Believe in me. Believe that I am the one I say I am. I have come from God to be a Savior. I've suffered, and I'm laying down my life on a rugged cross to pay the price for your sins. Repent of your sins. Quit the old ways of sin. Accept the forgiveness which I have given you and follow me. Do the things I would do." The good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ for Poca is that, as Mr. John Wesley said, changed people change society. Think of the ways that the story I'm about to tell you could make a difference here in Poca. This story is an old story, though not nearly so old as the Salvation Army. It goes like this. Tears glistened in the eyes of the Salvation Army officer, Officer Shaw, as he looked at the three men before him. Shaw was a medical missionary who had been sent to India, and the Salvation Army was taking over this particular leper colony. These three men had manacles and fetters binding their hands and their feet, cutting their diseased flesh. Captain Shaw turned to the guard and said, "Please unfasten the chains." "Well, it isn't safe," the guard replied. "These men are named as criminals as well as lepers." "I'll be responsible. They've suffered enough," Captain Shaw said as he put out his hand and took the keys, then knelt and tenderly removed the shackles and treated their bleeding ankles and wrists. About 2 weeks later, Captain Shaw had his first misgivings about freeing these criminals. He had to make an overnight trip and dreaded leaving his wife and child alone back here. His wife insisted she wasn't afraid because God would be there. And the next morning when she went to the front door, she was startled to see the three criminals lying on her steps. One explained why they were there. "We know the doctor go out of town. We stayed here all night responded to an act of love. Christ came to set fettered people free. And Jesus is still doing that every day. You may not see it happen every day, but it does somewhere. Maybe not even in Poca. But he wants to do it regularly right here in Poca. So I invite you right now, come to this place of prayer. Confess your love for the Savior who died for you. If you cannot kneel, come and stand. If you can't stand to stand that long, come and sit on the front pew. But say yes to Jesus today. As I said, the victory is yours if you want it, but you have to accept it. Jesus never forces his way on anyone. It's your decision to make. I hope no one will leave here today without having the assurance in your hearts that your sins are forgiven and that Jesus Christ is your Savior. Will you come while we sing the hymn?